Now that I'm in the 300s, Dr. Now told me I can focus on losing only 20 pounds a month. But it's been 2 months since my last appointment where I was down to 383. So if I'm on track, I should be under the 343 mark when my weight comes up today.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sean back, and today we're going to check in on Brandon, who, if I remember correctly, was one of the bigger success stories from my 600-pound life. I know when I saw his weight loss, I was kind of astonished by just how much he lost and how quick he lost it, because generally, starting out, it doesn't really work out that well. Like, a lot of people struggle at the start primarily, especially being this size, because we really don't understand diet and just kind of how to take care of ourselves. But his girlfriend was a huge motivator for him that kind of kept him going in the right direction. And it looks like he's lost a fair bit of weight at this point. So let's see if he can keep it going, if he's still rolling, or what's going on in his life.
Taylor and I have decided to start working out together a couple times a week to help me continue with Dr. Now's plan and stay on the path of making more progress.
Except in the first episode, he said they were not getting any extra cardio in at home, if you know what I'm saying. But I guess now he's lost enough weight they can play tickle stick or something.
Hi, how's it going? Appreciate it, guys. So
what do you want to do?
I want to skip this.
But having Taylor with me makes a big difference.
Best.
Looking at that like mall cop standing there, the security guard. Man, I did security and he just reminded me of this guy I did it with who was psychotic. Like he tried to be a cop 4 times. They failed him at the psych eval every single time because all he was talking about how is he wanted to like light people up. He was crazy as hell.
About having her with me at the gym is having that accountability partner that I trust with my whole heart. All right. Last time I couldn't get on this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I couldn't fit in here because I was too wide.
That's
What
awesome.
she said.
She knows about all my weaknesses already. She knows about all my fears. She knows about all the things that have held me down in the past. So there's no need to worry. There's only, room to improve with her. So it's just, everything is just easier with her around.
It's really nice to see someone from the show like in the gym or even just trying to work out because typically you're going to lose muscle too. You're not just going to lose fat. So if you don't focus on putting some kind of muscle on, it's going to look bad. Like I'm trying to get something here, but look at this. Look at this flubbish. That's the loose skin I'm trying to combat. That's what you have to do.
9, one more. Arms burning?
Yeah.
And with her encouragement and help, I've lost around 330 pounds. And with all my progress and how much better my life is,
11.
I felt inspired to set some big life-changing goals for myself for where I want to get to next.
I think he's enjoying watching her push a little too much with the noises he's making, but also the flubbish thing. That's what my girl's daughter calls it. She like grabs the loose skin and stuff on me and just pulls on it and says, flubbish.
So I'm working as hard as I can because I have 2 goals in particular that I want to reach soon. The first and most important is finally asking Taylor to marry me. I feel like I'm finally at a place where I'm able to take care of and give her the life I've wanted to give her.
Okay, last round of these.
Triceps.
And then the second goal I want to make is my skin removal.
50.
It feels like the more I lose, the more I have hanging on me.
It gets pretty bad. Like, mine's not quite as bad as I've seen on the show so far, and I was supposed to have an appointment with my surgeon Friday about that. They just called me and canceled it on me for, the wildest. I don't even have a surgeon right now, but my skin removal consult, all that's canceled.
I'm hoping that working out helps to firm that up some. But I know in the end, to have the body I want, I'm gonna have to get the excess skin removed. So that's a goal of mine I'm working towards too.
I am super impressed at how well Brandon's doing. One more. Physically, he's getting smaller. Emotionally, he's just more confident in himself. He has this glow about him now that he never had before. It just amazes me.
That's called you. From the first, okay, 600-pound men are going to be motivated by Dippin' Dots in more than one way. Like he's talking about dipping his dots in the first one, and we're still motivated, makes the world go round. I'm just going to say Doritos and diaphragms, that's what he's working with.
So I know I still have a lot of hard work ahead, but every day I'm getting closer. And that's exciting to see and experience. So I'm not slowing down. I'm gonna keep pushing myself to make it to my goal no matter what.
Nice. Let's go, Brandon.
Taylor and I are at Dr. Now's for the next appointment, and I'm feeling good about where I think I'm at.
Am I crazy, or does he look like almost the exact same? Because I looked at the last one I did of his, like his episode. He doesn't look like smaller from when they left off before, really.
Brandon?
Now that I'm in the 300s, Dr. Now told me I can focus on losing only 20 pounds a month. But it's been 2 months since my last appointment where I was down to 383. So if I'm on track, I should be under the 343 mark when my weight comes up today.
Oh, shit. 407? How did the sugar walls make you put on weight? You would think that's extra exercise. And she's all smiles here. Why are you so happy? He just gained weight. He should be devastated. He just had the damn surgery.
That's a bit shocking. So I'm not sure what to think about that. It doesn't make sense to me because I feel like I'm doing everything right.
Sense to me as someone who had the surgery and understands that if you're not counting calories or watching, you can still eat every 2 hours if you want to. So he's probably eating, not tracking what he's eating, and just continuously throughout the day eating something he should.
Hi, Brandon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
All right, so you're back up to 407.
Yeah.
So that's very concerning, especially after weight loss surgery. Because at this stage of after surgery, you should easily lose 20 pounds a month. So
I can't imagine. And like the feeling you get when you get under 400, you're just like ecstatic. Like I hadn't seen that number in so damn long. And he probably is like in the same boat considering he got up over 700. So you would think he's devastated by this.
considering that you're just over 60 pounds in the wrong direction since last time I saw you. So what's going on with that? You eating more calorie or what?
No, I'm not eating more calories. I mean, I don't think I can eat much less.
You can eat much less.
But I'm hardly eating, and when I do,
I'm not eating anything that I'm not supposed to eat.
Look, he's delusional because at the start of mine, I'd say for the first 9 months, maybe a year, I was still eating friggin' Ritz bits. I was eating like sometimes even those Special K pastry, like little 100-calorie things, but I was counting calories. I was staying under 800 for like the first however long and 1,000 after that for however long. I can't remember. But if you even eat bad and you count calories, you will still lose weight. I know because I did it.
Quantity-wise, I'm the most I've been able to get down is 2.5 to 3 ounces, and I don't eat anything that's not, I'm not supposed to be eating. So
It'd have to be 3 ounces of Snickers in order to put that kind of weight back on at his size.
like I stay away from sugar and carbs.
Regardless of what you think, you're eating too much because your perception always is going to be you're not eating very much.
Okay.
Okay?
I don't know why people think they could come in here and just bulldoze the fat lie detector. Like, Dr. Now's been lied to by all of us. He's jaded at this point. We have jaded him with junk food.
But that's what the scale is for.
Right.
Your weight is like a bank account. You never guess how much money you got. You just check the balance.
Okay.
And you
can overdraft and overeat.
pay attention to that, otherwise you get in trouble.
That's right.
And like we explained, with the surgery, it only stops you from eating too much at one time. So you can still eat a little all day long.
Okay.
And that adds up to where you can start gaining. So that's what's probably happening. And it's
The YouTubers and people I see that have had the weight loss surgery and are like, it doesn't work after a year, or the people that are eating way too much out the start and stretching their stomach out way too early.
probably because of the emotional issues behind that. So you need to make sure you keep working on things with therapy.
I am.
Not enough yet. So do that and get back on track before it gets worse, because it will fast if you don't.
Okay.
Okay? How's your activity?
It's good. I have not been able to, before surgery, I was getting winded fast, but now I'm able to walk without, having any issues. Before we had our first appointment, it was difficult for me to walk a very short distance, even from, walking within the building, from the lobby to the...
You walk from the car to that scale, you're going to be huffing air. They slap a blood pressure cuff on you. It's going to be sky high because you're just that out of it from just walking in. But when you can start walking around and you breathe better and you're just like, damn, I can do things that I couldn't even imagine doing before, it feels good.
To here. And now it doesn't matter the distance. I'm able to walk miles.
Okay.
So,
Well, good. So you just need to get back on track with your eating habit, and therapy will help with that. So you make sure you do that, because if you don't turn things around now, it's going to get much worse very quickly.
I'm not going to let that happen.
Good.
When I come back, I'm going to blow your socks off.
All right.
Yes.
I'll wait for that.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a challenge, and I can't wait for that. I'm going to show you.
I hope so, because some people, like the prove you wrong gene, will make you go in the right direction. I mean, personally, I love proving people wrong. Like, I don't know, I'm a Google professor. I will try to prove you wrong at every single turn if you let me.
All right, Brandon, it's time that we get you back on track. And your goal will be a minimum to lose 20 pounds each one.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, and we'll see how you're doing in a couple of months.
Thank you.
Okay?
Awesome. I'm going to do it. Even more than 20 pounds a month. I'm going to shoot for 35.
35.
35.
He can do that too, because he lost over 70 at first, and he wasn't on a controlled diet, kind of getting it phoned in like some of the other people that blew it up and started gaining weight. He's proven that he knows what the hell to do.
Oh, I won't argue with that. Okay, so I look forward to seeing your progress.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Now.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Nice to see you again. All right?
See ya.
Okay.
Remember, 35. 35
I'll
pounds.
keep that in your chart.
Okay.
No more lasagna when you're trying to grip some love handles here, Brandon.
After his weight loss surgery, Brandon's weight loss started to slow. And therapy seemed to help him get past that to where he got back on track. But now he's backsliding again. But it's worse since he's gaining now, which is even more concerning. But it's likely to result from the same issues as the first time, where he is still going to food to cope. That and
I don't think I remembered that he had backslid at the start, too. I've never had a weigh-in where I've gained anything. Like, I've been consistently losing throughout. It might have been a little slower at times, but I've never gained anything after the surgery. It blows me away when people do.
he probably got a little bit too comfortable with things. So I am obviously concerned right now, because it's very important he get back on track now before he lets this get any worse. But so far, he has shown me he's determined to do this. So if he continues with his therapy, I'm optimistic he will get back on track.
Complacency is going to be your biggest enemy. The second you start to feel comfortable, you will start eating the way you used to or even close to it, and you're not going to lose weight.
But if he doesn't, his situation is going to get much worse very fast.
This appointment was a wake-up call. So I know I need to try harder and do better. And I want that because the next goals that I've set for myself are the most important things to me, especially being where I'm ready to propose to Taylor. You know, my weight is already taking too much from me. So no matter what it takes, eating a lot less and dealing with what I need to deal with, I'm gonna do it.
Well, that's right. He was just trying to lose enough weight to get down on one knee, which is hard, but I think he's probably at the point where he could get down and get up comfortably at this point and propose, but I guess he just wants to be the best version of himself before he even tries that. So this is 3 months later for Brandon?
All right, are they ready to be zipped?
I think everything's ready.
Taylor and I are headed to the airport for our trip to Chicago, which looks like it's gonna be the trip of a lifetime. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, wow. he's already, he looks like he's lost probably like 100 pounds at this point. So Brandon, when he wants to, he just turns on the afterburners.
I'm feeling really good and I know I can handle this because I have so much energy now with how I've been working out and how much I've lost.
I got it. Thank you.
And I'm feeling good because I've been working on some of the internal stuff in me too with Lola and what we've been talking about. Mostly has to do with my past and my father. And if
You get your mind right to get your body right. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, it's hard for them, but a lot of people need the therapy. Personally, I didn't think I did, and I only went to one session that they made me go to beforehand because once you don't have food to cope, they're worried you'll do something crazy.
feels like Lola's coaching me on how to get things out and cope better. And I think it's all paying off because I had another appointment with Dr. Now last week where he had wanted me to lose at least 40 pounds. And I told him I was gonna lose 70 in that time and show him how determined I am. And when I got on the scale, I was right at 340 exactly. So I lost 67 pounds, which is almost to that goal. And a lot better than the goal Dr. Now gave me. So he said he was really impressed and proud of me, and that felt good.
Hearing your surgeon say he's proud of your progress or anything like that will make you feel good. And Brandon, like, he really knows how to do it when he wants to. It's crazy to me that he even gained any weight at all.
And I'm so excited right now because I'm finally ready to ask Taylor to marry me on this trip and give her the life she deserves. I just hope she says yes.
Going to the Windy City for a wedding ring. Sounds kind of fun, I guess.
Taylor and I have been in Chicago for a little more than a day. And yesterday we had a great time seeing the sights and taking in the city. But to be honest, it was a little tough to really enjoy it because I was so nervous about what's gonna happen today. Because this is the day when I asked Taylor to marry me. And not only that, but her whole family is coming into town.
Damn, you really went all out with this one, huh? Inviting the whole family, going to Chicago. Like, he's really trying to put on a whole show here. But he is a performer, right? He sings, I think he said in the first one.
I reached out to her family months ago to start planning this, and they agreed to come here to Chicago to help us celebrate. That is, if everything goes according to plan.
My plan for the proposal is start the day off with a little bit of a walk around the city and go out to lunch afterwards.
How bad would it be if she said no, though? With a whole camera crew, her whole family, everything. Like, if she just was like, oh, not right now, this is too much, I'm overwhelmed, and pieced out, this would be, like, awful and hilarious.
Once we get into the courtyard, there'll be a keyboard set up for me there, and I'm assuming Taylor will believe that that's from a previous event, and then I'll go ahead and start the song. There's a keyboard over there.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Can
Serenade you? All right, sit right there.
Wow, he's tricky, too. He's trying to act like he didn't set any of this up.
What do you want to hear?
Devil went down to Georgia.
I don't know, maybe it's not plugged up.
It's not on.
Oh, it's a nice keyboard.
Play Laffy Taffy by D4L. Call me Jolly Rancher, oh, cause I stay so hard.
Play one of your originals. That's pretty.
You like that? Let's take another step. I wanna hold your hands. I wanna see you walking down the aisle. Won't you let me be your man?
Oh, this is gonna bring a tear to even my ice cold heart. This is nice, man. He really got the whole lyrics. He's got everything. He's ready to go. Way to go, Brandon.
I wanna build a home together.
I wanna knock down those walls.
I wanna start a family. I wanna be with you forever. But don't you know I prayed for this life? Don't you know I prayed for this moment? And so is you who's been right by my side. You stuck with me right through my darkest moments. Don't you know I prayed for your smile? For that alone I died 10 million times. Don't you know I love you? 'Cause I love you. 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 'Cause I love you
Okay, Brandon, we probably could have did without the ad libs after that one, but he's got a good singing voice. I mean, it's not the greatest I've ever heard, but he's definitely a good singer. Somebody got mad at me and were like, "You don't respect the arts because you said like liberal, I don't know, some kind of arts degree wasn't gonna." No, I respect money. I just don't see them making all kinds of money.
Will you be my wife?
Also, you see that little white bracelet she's wearing? How he's got a black one with one bead? It's like 11.99 on Amazon, couples bracelet. I don't know. I think I bought it at one point just because I thought it was kind of cute.
I have something to show you. I've loved you from day one. You are literally the girl of my dreams. All the cheesy things I can think of to say will never, ever add up to the way I'm going to show you the rest of my life how much I love you, okay?
You guys keep getting on me, telling me I need to propose. Stop trying to force me into things, all right? Also, he's talking about his dreams. I'm in trouble right now for stuff I developed a talking in my sleep thing that I never had before. And I said some wild stuff. Sean did a whole rap verse in his sleep that got his ass in trouble when he woke up.
I love you. Thank you. Taylor Renee, you are the most beautiful girl I've ever seen, and I love you with all my heart. Will you marry me?
Yes. It's beautiful.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Heartwarming moment. It's so beautiful. I just want something funny to happen, like a bird fly over and poop on them or something, but everybody seems happy, so I don't know. It's just the troll in me, I guess.
All right. She said yes.
I'm so happy right now. So happy. I've dreamed of this moment for so long, and to have it come together like I've dreamed and hoped feels amazing right now.
I love you. Now you can see everybody.
There's no words. I'm just overwhelmed with joy. So happy for you.
And you know the people that supported you at your worst are definitely going to support you at your best. And that's kind of the biggest thing. These two will probably have like the longest, happiest marriage ever.
When I saw my family, I was shocked. I had no idea at all, and I didn't even know when I got up and gave Brandon a hug. He had to point to them, and I was just surprised. This is definitely the proposal of my dreams, the proposal of probably every girl's dream. Before this whole weight loss journey, everything was just not a possibility with him being the size he was. But now,
If she said no, would he start playing she was the one that got away and it would just be a whole nother thing?
it's just, we can do anything.
1, 2, 3.
I really wanted Taylor to have a huge magical moment. I know that she's best friends with her mom and she loves her dad, and if they aren't there, then it's not going to be as big of a deal. So it really came together perfectly, just as I hoped it would.
Also, with magical moments, you know that I did show choir, all that stuff when I was in high school, whatever. I kind of got roped into show choir. But Magic Kingdom, we had to perform there at Disney. My pants fell down on stage. I mooned everybody. Luckily, I had shorts on, but my pants fell down doing splish splash. I was taking a bath.
And I can't wait to start the rest of my life with Taylor.
Okay, Brandon and Taylor.
Oh, you're going to that side?
Oh, look. Come on.
1, 2, 3.
I think this is probably the first proposal that's ever happened on my 600-pound life, right? So now we're 1 month later.
Taylor and I have been back from Chicago for a little over a month, and I have another month until my next appointment with Dr. Now. So I've been working hard to stay on track to try and get approved for my excess skin removal.
Aren't you supposed to remove the cardboard things on the corner of your mirror? Like, I don't know, just something I'm picking up on.
Because with how much I'm losing, it's starting to become a really big problem. At my last appointment before we went to Chicago, Doc told me I needed to be under 300 to be ready for skin removal. So I've been working towards that goal, because I want to get that soon if I do it.
Also, I can tell that he's been hitting the gym pretty regularly because your muscle in your arm will turn into a damn pencil if you're not. Like, it's crazy. You lose muscle and fat.
But you know, there is a small chance I may want to wait. Not because I don't want to have the surgery, but because I may have an opportunity that I can't pass up here soon. After Taylor and I got back to Houston, we got to talking about the next big steps in our life after we get married. And she says she fully supports me following my music career because she knows that's been my dream my whole life. But my weight took it from me.
Look, I'm all for chasing dreams, but at some point, like, I don't know, if it's not working out, it's probably just not. It's gonna have to be something you're gonna have to do on the side. I don't know, maybe make a YouTube channel, sing songs. I know people would definitely follow that. Like, people are impressed by your journey, they would definitely follow you on there.
But now I finally have the chance to pursue it again. And for what I want to do, that means Nashville is the best place for us to live. And she said she's on board with that. So on a whim, I put some feelers out there. And you know, put myself out there with some clubs and places. And I maybe get...
Okay, so straight to bariatric bluegrass, because he's gonna go do like the less chubby version of country, which I think it works better if you're fat, right? Isn't it Jelly Roll? Jelly Roll does pretty damn good in country music.
some opportunities to play in Nashville, which is a total surprise to me, you know? I just sent my music out and thought it's at least worth the try, and then I got some calls back. So it feels like things are gaining momentum and my life is starting to take off in all the directions I want it to.
Good.
The only thing is, if I get those opportunities, then I have to jump at the chance.
Isn't he playing the same song he proposed with right now? We're gonna need to hear something else out of you, buddy, if you're gonna be a country music star.
So I don't know what that would mean for me getting a skin removal. So I have a lot to decide, we both do. Because, you know, once things start to take off and I get an opportunity, I have to move on it. And we'll need to move up to Nashville to do that.
I will tell you right now, Taylor is a ride or die for sure. If she was with him at 700 pounds, now she's ready to go and help him pursue his like, she's a winner through and through. Like, every guy wants the woman that's going to support them if they were living in a box underneath a bridge. And Brandon knows he's found her, so he's going to latch and tie her down.
Hey, Beba.
Hey,
How was work?
good.
Good.
So we have a lot of thinking to do, depending on what happens. But right now, until anything changes, my focus is on getting skin removal. Because I know I want that, and I'm working hard to get to where I'm done with my journey.
The lettuce tuna rolls, like, it's a sad meal, but it's a good low-calorie meal. Like, this is what he lost all the weight with initially. I remember him eating these.
I'm gonna keep at it just like I've been doing. And hopefully when I go back to see Dr. Now, I'll get approved. And I'll know what I want to do by then, and whether I'll move ahead with it or not.
Man, they're really following him month to month, huh?
I'm headed to Dr. Now's clinic for another appointment, and I'm feeling good about my progress. I still haven't heard back from the places I was talking to in Nashville, so all that is still up in the air. So unless something comes through, I'm planning on my next step being excess skin removal.
Wow, new hairdo. He just looks like a different guy. It's funny how a new hairdo can make you look like a totally different person.
So I'm hoping to get approved for that today.
Brandon Scott.
Doc wants me to lose at least 20 pounds a month, and my last weigh-in was 3 months ago when I was down to 340. So that means today I need to have lost 60 pounds to get to 280. And if I did that, it'll mean I can get skin removal.
He's way below that. Yeah, 265. He's 5 pounds more than I am right now.
Thank you.
That's awesome. I knew I was doing good. So it's exciting to see that I'm finally in the 200s.
Jesus, 453 pounds down? I've only lost 340. Granted, he had over 100 on top of me, like more weight to lose, but he's killing it. He's doing it way faster than I did.
So I'm very happy with that, and I think Dr. Now will be too. Hey, Dr. Now.
Hey, Brandon.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Doing great, thank you.
All right. I'm glad to hear that. So you're down to 265 pounds today?
Yes, sir.
All right. So
When it comes to the wedding, if you're on a weight loss journey, do you still get a wedding cake, or do you think they can just stack a bunch of Premier Protein on top of each other? Like, or do they just do like some nuptials and nutty buddies or something? I don't know how they're gonna do that.
I remember first day I saw you, you were 718 pounds.
Yes.
So you lost over 450 pounds.
Yes, sir.
Almost twice as much as you weigh now.
That's right.
Can you imagine that?
No, it's been crazy.
So
I grabbed two 50-pound dumbbells the other day and I was like, all right, I'm gonna throw this on the end of my like workout. I'm gonna walk up and down 4 flights of stairs. My calves are still sore.
how do you feel now?
I tell you, it's great to be able to feel like a normal person, an average person walking around and not be something to look at, you know?
Well, you had some up and down, but you stay with the program. And, you're 265, and I imagine you got probably around 60 to 70 pounds of extra skin, and we take that, you'll be under 200 pounds.
That's right.
I was gonna say, he doesn't even look like 265. Like, he looks pretty damn good where he's at. And he's only a year and a half into this thing. Like, it's astonishing how quick he lost that much weight.
And this is going to be, tremendous, and losing 500 pounds. You're going to be joining the 500 club.
That's right. And that's where I want to be.
All right. Well, let me take a look at your
Okay.
extra skin.
Sure.
Save that for the wedding night, buddy. Doctor now doesn't need. It's kind of funny because your doctor always wants to like pull your foop out and see where your loose skin is down there, but this is normal.
Yeah, I see all that extra skin of the abdomen and upper chest.
Yep.
And all that, that's very
And
heavy.
I have my arms
The arms
as
and,
well.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, the bingo wings, the loose skin on your calves, stuff like that. The love handles are what drives me the most nuts, but it's all part of the process. Like, you have to look at that and look in the mirror and be like, oh, damn, I did that. Like, I did something impressive instead of looking at it as a negative. Find the like positive in everything. It's amazing he lost that much.
yep.
All right. Well, you're at your ideal body weight with the extra skin to come off, so I'm going to approve you for skin removal.
Awesome.
So we'll set you up anytime you're ready for it.
Awesome. Thank you.
I think you can be ready next month to take some time to recover from the surgery, and there is no issues with the healing process.
Well, I'm thinking about moving to Tennessee to.
If I'm him, I'm jumping on that skin removal because it's just so annoying to have like the extra skin there. Like, you can look at it as a positive, but it's really friggin' annoying.
Nashville, the music city, to pursue my career and get music going.
All right, that would be great. So if you have to do that, go ahead. And when you're ready for skin surgery, let me know. But you have to commit to be here for at least a month.
Okay.
Before we
And we can call him no longer Morbid Waylon.
cover you for the skin surgery.
Okay.
So we can do that and make sure that you recover from the surgery and there is no issues with the healing process.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you in the market for a roommate?
A roommate.
Yeah, so I can stay with you for a month.
All right, we'll figure that out when you're ready.
I wouldn't go that route, buddy. Doctor Now is the man. He will steal your fiance so fast it's not even funny. You will be leaving here sad and eating a whole bunch of sad meals.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so you got to go ahead and follow your career in the music city, and
Yes.
that'll be great. And you have made good progress, and I'm proud of your progress, okay?
Thank you. One more thing. I'm getting married to Taylor, so I want to invite you to the wedding.
Well, congratulations. So a lot of things is happening with you.
Yes.
Doctor Now's like, I ain't coming to that. Yeah, right. Like, it'd be nice if he did. I think he probably gets invited to so many things like this. He's just like, nah, not gonna happen.
A good thing. So, well, And congratulations. So when is the big date?
I'm not sure yet, so we're still in the planning process, but we have an invite for you.
Although, if I'm Doctor Now, I'm 100% going to Stephen Asante's divorce. I would be all over that one.
So we'd like you to be there.
Okay, that's great. With all those plans that you got, when you're ready for your skin surgery, just let us know. We'll schedule it for you, and we'll take care of it.
Okay.
Just stick with the program. Always stay focused with your eating habit and your exercise, and maintain healthy weight. And you need to make sure you keep going to therapy and make sure you're still eating what you're supposed to so you don't gain. And as long as you stay on track, we should be able to do your skin removal anytime.
We'll do.
Although I wouldn't want to see him get too much skinnier because, like, remember the Lonnie, where are they now? Where he came in there and he was like, no, you're too skinny. Like, I know that you can become so focused on the scale and so much on your own weight that it kind of becomes unhealthy. But hopefully he doesn't go down that route and he's kind of just happy and content now that he's where he wants to be.
And wish you good luck with everything.
Thank you, sir.
And you're doing good, and I wish you good luck with your career, too.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I really appreciate everything you've done.
And that's my job, to make your life different and give you opportunity to live longer.
Yeah.
But we do that for everybody, but it's ultimately up to you how much effort you put into it and how you make that the best of it. And you
Life is what you make it, but you know, country music songs always have like all these like crazy titles. Do you think he could take my one saying and call it the Fupa Hula Hoopa and make a song about it? Because I think that would probably go viral. A ex 700-pound man singing about, you know, Stinky Twinkie.
did. You
Yes.
made the best of it, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you. And I know it's your job, but it's if you didn't care, then you wouldn't be doing it. So I appreciate it so much.
You're quite welcome. All right, Brandon, good luck. And when you're ready for skin surgery, let me know. And I hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
At the meantime, if you need anything, let me know.
Will do.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right.
To be like a weight loss surgeon and see these kinds of transformations, I imagine is just such a rewarding job. Like, I know there's negative sides to it and positive sides, but I imagine if you're like a social worker and you help out like a child or something, it probably feels something like that. Some kind of warm, just good feeling about what you've done that day.
I am proud of Brandon. He has had his setbacks where his progress has slowed, but each time that has happened, he's gotten back on track. So I think he's done really well with his progress at this point because he's very close to his target, considering the amount of excess skin he needs removed. And he's ready for that step if he wants to do that. But if the excess skin is not bothering him, then he can wait for whenever he's ready. But
It's 100% bothering him at this point. It's like he's wearing a damn raincoat all the time. Like, it gets in the way. It gets annoying. It's not really fun to have, but he has a lot of it because he's lost a lot. Like, he's lost more than me. So mine's nowhere near like what his is right now. But I imagine that is kind of, it has to be driving him nuts, getting in the way of all kinds of fun activities.
if he decides to move ahead with skin removal, we will do that as long as he stays on track. And with what I have seen from him over the last year and a half, I feel confident he will, especially with the wedding and career opportunities to motivate him. So I think he's doing great. I am very happy for him. I look
Also, I'm convinced that every single bariatric surgeon has that same nutritional shake sign when you walk out because it was at mine too.
forward to seeing all the things he will accomplish now that his hard work has paid off.
I'm gonna give it 2 or 3 more weeks to hear back on the gigs in Nashville. And if I haven't by then, I'm moving ahead with my surgery. But if I land one, we're gonna move up to Nashville. So which path I take is all gonna come down to what happens over the next few weeks.
I'm not trying to be a hater. Like, he's a great singer, but maybe he should go on like The Voice or something. Because like somebody with his kind of backstory, I think would do pretty well on like The Voice or something like that, or Masked Singer. He could be on Masked Singer. 1 year, 9 months, 236. Wow.
After my last appointment a few months ago, I got a call and it was an opportunity I wanted. So Taylor and I made the leap and moved up here to Nashville and held off on my skin removal surgery. So for now, I'm working as a leasing agent part-time and pursuing my music career.
Okay, so he's got something else. I was thinking he was just going all in with the singing and he didn't have any kind of backup plan or anything like that, and Taylor was just carrying all the weight of the relationship, no pun intended.
Taylor and I plan to get married next year. We set a date, so it's happening really soon. And by then, I may have gone back to get the skin removal because I'd like to look and feel my best on that big day. But for now, I feel great, and I'm excited about the opportunities I have to live both my dreams of having a music career and being married to Taylor. I'm still working on things with therapy and doing the diet. So Dr. Now says, as long as I keep that up, then I can come back anytime to get my skin removal. And I know I'm gonna wanna get that at some point, but right now, I have everything I want.
It's kind of nice to have like an open invitation, just whenever you want it, come back and get it. But I imagine that's like part of the show. You sign the contract, they're like, hey, we'll give you this if you meet these requirements or something.
I've worked hard to get to this place. In less than 2 years, I've lost 482 pounds. And I'm gonna work just as hard to stay here because I'll never risk losing this life. And I'll never go back to the way I was. So my plan is to stay healthy, work hard for the career of my dreams, marry the woman of my dreams, and then do that whole happily ever after thing.
Yeah, no part of me sees Brandon ever going back to how he was because he knows, like, you don't get to that size without understanding just how terrible it is and just how much you never want to go back there at all. That's why people that gain the weight back kind of astonish me because you know what it feels like.
I know it's not as simple as that, but every day for me now is a gift because my weight had silenced the music inside me. And I know I've been given a second chance at life. I'm reminded of that every time I look in Taylor's eyes because
You don't really hear the morbid melody anymore. Like you're not like bariatric feeling the beat or anything like that. It kind of like just like dampens your soul almost when you're that big.
my muse that inspires me to be better in every possible way.
Okay, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. I just feel overwhelmed with so much energy mentally and emotionally. The old me had the longing inside, but there was one thing lacking, and that was the believing in myself. And
Play Dick Down in Dallas. Play Dick Down in Dallas. That's the best song ever. If you're talking country music, please listen to that song. It's hilarious.
took Taylor's love. And so it just feels amazing to know that I have people that want to see me thrive, and I'm gonna make it. You got this way of always bringing me down. Draw back your bow and claim your kill.
Brandon has grown so much in these last 2 years. It almost seems unreal, and it shocks me when I see old photos. But now he has more energy than I do even. He wants to go out all the time. I feel like we can conquer anything now.
Brandon, you're gonna have to calm down. You're wearing your fiance out over here with all this damn energy. Also, like, I know you have to play to small rooms to get to the big rooms. I just feel kind of bad he doesn't have a bigger crowd when, like, the film crew's here. Like, I feel like I wish he had more people here because he's a decent singer. He's not bad at all.
I'm still handcuffed to a demon.
Did he just call Taylor a demon? I don't think that's gonna work in your favor tonight, buddy.
I feel blessed beyond measure now, and I'm dedicated to being the best I can be and living my best life. So I intend to make music, and I know I'm gonna hit every note I can, no matter what.
There we go. Brandon talking about hitting that high note. It's nice. I mean, whenever you see someone just go from the shell of themselves that they are at that size to a person who's just happy, living their life and living it to the fullest like Brandon is, it's always just a nice thing to see. I really like seeing the success stories. YouTube doesn't like the success stories nearly as much as the train wrecks, but I like seeing things like this because I always want the best for people. And this guy's out here doing it. He's out here living it. So way to go, Brandon. Crazy amount of weight loss. Like, I can't even begin to fathom hitting like 500 pounds down like he did. I'm 340 down, and I feel like I did pretty damn good, but he definitely blew me out of the water. But leave a like, leave a comment, say something nice about Brandon, and hopefully him and Taylor are living their best life in Nashville. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.